Good morning. So, I recently got over a cold, thank God. Oof. I don't know how well this is going to pick up. Um, I think I'd posted in my community tab. I came across a channel. I think it's called Digital Feels. Great stuff. What I would consider a very awesome use of AI. They redid a bunch of everything from nursery rhymes to uh, stories to some of my favorites, all the Looney Tunes characters, is like 1950s and 1960s, like soul blues. Oh, so good. I'm completely obsessed with the one song about Wile E. Coyote. You know, and it's funny because I've read and heard before that you can tell a lot by a person based on, like what they read as far as like the first thing they read in a newspaper, for example, or by the cartoons they watch. And Roadrunner happened to be one of my favorites as a kid. That should have been a sign about my addictive personality right there, right? Anyway, the whole song is about how I need to write the lyrics down because I'm going to do a second video about it. That's going to kind of go into the power of the spoken word and power of music and this kind of stuff. But um, how pretty much that he doesn't know how to stop chasing the Roadrunner because that's all he knows, and that how I believe the chorus is I don't know how to stop. I don't know who I am. If I'm not chasing something moving, I don't know where I stand. And while, yes, the lyrics are very descriptive of the cartoon, at the same time, they're very metaphorical, is to, can be applied in a lot of different ways, but into addiction in general. Um, I've talked about it before. As addicts, one of the hard things that we go through when we get sober is the identity crisis. We don't know who we are anymore. And we also become just as addicted to the lifestyle as the drug or alcohol or whatever. And it's pretty much the same thing with other forms of addiction. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. It can be a lot of different things. It's a form of escapism, and this, that, and the other thing. In my particular case, my days would consist of chasing my drug of choice and all the things that entailed, legal or otherwise. The constant hustle, the constant trying to come up with money and figuring things out, and it just it's weird. It puts you in this kind of strange fight or flight mode, survival mode, which gives you a false sense of accomplishment and productivity, which in tail gives you a sense of self-worth, which is ultimately what the problem is. Um, because you spend your whole day trying to, okay, I don't know, whether you're scrapping or whatever you're doing, you're out and you're gathering all this shit and you get it all together and you get to the scrapyard, you get your money. Okay, cool. Now you got your payoff. Okay, well, now you got to start worrying about the next fix and the next fix. But it's, you know what I mean? It's exhausting. Absolutely. And it's no way to live, but it becomes very addictive. And it's hard when you get sober and you stop moving around all the time. You don't constantly have a fire to put out. You don't know what to do. You know, what's the cliche? Idle hands is the devil's work or devil's playground or whatever. Um, it's true. several of my relapses were because I, for lack of better terms, got bored. I was going through the motions of sobriety and all that other stuff, but I hadn't actually finished healing and fixing what was truly wrong. It comes in layers, and I hadn't quite gotten all the way down to the core of it yet. Um, so even though I was going through the motions and I was living a sober, clean life, all of this other stuff, there were many times that I didn't feel fulfilled because I didn't. This sense of accomplishment is different. You get so addicted to that instant gratification in everything you do that playing the long game doesn't seem as fulfilling. Uh, yeah, maybe I'll throw a link to the song in the description for sure. Um, there's a lot of really good ones. Yeah, and I know they're AI generated, but yeah, very cool. So yeah, that's about it right now. I think I had more, but it's all kind of still cooking. So all right, I'll see everybody later.